While defining the covalent bond, we have seen that a covalent bond is formed when two atoms having similar or almost similar electronegativities share equal number of electrons, and the bond formed between them is almost a pure covalent bond. However, the formation of a covalent bond is also possible between two dissimilar atoms possessing different values of electronegativity. In such cases, the covalent bond is not pure and contains some ionic character. Ionic character is the character of ionic compounds which are formed by forming cation and anion. That means ionic character develops in covalent bond. This happens because of difference in the electronegativity. The one which is more electronegative attracts shared pair of electrons towards itself and thus makes itself partial negative, and the one which is partially lost gets itself partially positive. This makes the creation of positive pole and negative pole on the bond. This is called formation of two poles, that is dipole on the bond for a very brief period of time, and is known as polarity of bonds or bond polarity or dipole moment of molecule. So I welcome you all for the today's session on a very special topic of the chemical bonding, that is polarity of bond, and for this caption is beingness of electrons. With whom electrons are there, that matters. So depend upon that poles are created on a bond. That's why it is known as polarity of bonds, nothing but beingness of electrons. And here is a tug of war between the two atoms. The one which is more electronegative will drag the electron. That is the idea behind this is small cartoon. Okay, so we'll go to discuss on the small topic known as polarity of bonds. See, this is because of difference in the electronegativity. After pulling electron becomes the negative, and after losing electron becomes the positive. So just now I told two poles are created because of difference in the electronegativity. When the two poles are created, so because of polarity creation of the poles, it is called as a polar molecule. Now we'll go in detail about the theory part of polarity of bonds. Bond polarity and electronegativity. There is a very close relation between these two. Because of the electronegativity, poles are created, bond becomes the polar. Okay, yeah. The electron pairs shared between two atoms are not necessarily shared equally. Extreme examples are given. Example number one is what? In chlorine, Cl and Cl. Between two Cl, electrons are shared equally because both atoms are similar. Whereas in the case of NaCl, Na loses electron, chlorine gains electron, thereby Na becomes the plus ion or the cation, and Cl becomes the negative ion or the anion, and electrostatic force of attraction starts operating, then NaCl forms. So this is extreme case of electron transfer. This is the extreme case of what? Electron sharing exactly at the center. Now what happens? For most of covalent compounds or the substances, their bond character falls between these two extremes. Now whatever we have the covalent compounds, their bond character is either close to Cl2 or close to the NaCl. So between these two, most of the chemicals falls in this range, and they are called as what? Polar molecules. Bond polarity is a useful concept for describing the sharing of electrons between atoms. A non-polar covalent bond is one in which the electrons are shared equally between two atoms. Best example just now I gave was chlorine. Between the chlorine, both are chlorine, so electrons will not go here and there. They are shared exactly at the center, so no withdrawal of electrons. Therefore, because of the non-withdrawal of the electrons, poles are not created, no one is losing, no one is gaining. Therefore, because of this situation of the bond or the condition, poles are not created. Such compounds are called as non-polar. Cl2, H2, O2, N2, all these are examples for non-polar covalent molecules. Now, a polar covalent bond is one in which one atom has a greater attraction for the electrons than the other atom. If this relative attraction is great enough, then the bond is an anionic bond. Okay. So, if the combining atoms are different, then the one which is more electronegative will withdraw electrons towards itself. If the difference in the electronegativity is too much, then one gives electron, one accepts electron, and that is the case of what? That is the case of ionic bond. Automatically, covalent bond converts into ionic bond, depends upon the difference in the electronegativity. That's why I want to say is great enough, then the bond is an ionic bond. Electronegativity. This already I told under the chapter periodic table, where trends on the modern periodic table. Once again, a small recap. A quantity termed electronegativity is used to determine whether a given bond will be non-polar covalent or polar covalent or ionic. That means it is the electronegativity that is the criteria to decide whether a given molecule is non-polar or polar or ionic. And this is the work of great scientist, I already told, Linus Pauling, who won two Nobel Award. Electronegativity is defined as the ability of an atom in a particular molecule to attract shared pair of electrons to itself. The greater the value of electronegativity, the greater the attractiveness for electrons. As of now, on the modern periodic table, it is the fluorine which has got the highest value for electronegativity. That means fluorine is the topmost electronegative element on the modern periodic table. Electronegativity is a function of the atom's IE, then the atom's electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. Okay. Note that both of these are properties of the isolated atom. Okay. That means now he will put the condition on. For example, an element which has a large negative value for electron gain enthalpy, a high IE. See, large negative value for electron gain enthalpy means what? Means it has got the ability to attract the electron. And high IE means what? High IE means what? It is the ability not to lose electron. Low IE with least amount of energy, it can donate electron. High IE means difficult to give the electron. That means these two conditions are what? One side, large negative value for electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy. That means ability to take the electron. Other side, high IE, not ready to donate. So these two conditions favors a particular atom or a particular molecule to withdraw electron towards itself, thus making more electronegative. That you want to convey here. Will attract electrons from other atoms. Same point I told already. Resist having its own electrons attracted away. Such an atom will be highly electronegative. Fluorine is the most electronegative element whose electronegativity is 4 on the Pauling scale, and the least electronegative is cesium. So where you will find fluorine? Fluorine is right topmost. Cesium is left bottom. That means these two are diagonally related, extreme points of the modern periodic table. So if these two combines what I told, the best ionic bond is formed. And these are the electronegativity values of the nearly 90 plus elements of the modern periodic table. And please see here, fluorine is the highest and cesium is the lowest. Okay. Now this arrow mark indicates electronegativity goes on increasing from left to right. So on the right side of the modern periodic table, what you'll find? You will find most electronegative, and on the left side of the modern periodic table, you will find least electronegative or most electropositive, and in between you will find moderate electronegative or moderate electropositive, depend upon the type of the electronic configuration. So extreme left, least electronegative or most electropositive; extreme right, most electronegative or the least electropositive. This is the trend here shown on this table. Now general trends. Electronegativity increases from left to right, told already. For the representative elements, that is S and P block, the electronegativity decreases as you go down a group. That is, for the S block elements and for the P block elements, if you move from top to bottom in a group, electronegativity goes on decreasing. Why? Their electropositive character starts dominating because they are ready to lose electron. They are the best electron donors. So they donate electron easily. That means they are best electropositive. Therefore, electronegativity decreases from top to bottom in a group. In S block or the P block or together, they are called as what? Representative elements. The transition metal group is not as predictable as far as electronegativity, because here transition and the inner transition, that is D block and F block elements, because of their strange electronic configuration, because of their nature of the orbitals, shape of the orbitals away from the nucleus, so all these factors are there. Therefore, we cannot say exactly which element is having exactly this much electronegativity. So we can say more precisely about the S block and the P block, but not about the D and F, because of the shape which is diffused in the space around the nucleus. I think you have understood about how the poles are created and the bond which is known as the bond polarity or the polarity of a bond. And now in the tomorrow's class, in what way this dipole moment is related to the covalent bond or the electron bond, that we will discuss tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed today the bond polarity, and tomorrow this will continue. Thank you, my dear boys.